Because if there is no suffering, there is no happiness. If there is no left, there is no right. If there is no above, there will be no below. And that is the teaching of interbeing in Buddhism. This is because that is. The teaching of the Four Noble Truths should be understood in that light. Suffering, ill-being is a noble truth. You will ask the question, what is so noble about suffering? But suffering, ill-being is also as noble as the path. The first noble truth is ill-being, Dukkha. It is the mud, it is the garbage, it is the suffering. And you know that if suffering is there, something is there also at the same time. Like the left and the right. If you confirm the existence of the left, you have to confirm the existence of the right. Because the left can never be without the right. If politically you are on the left, don't wish for the right to disappear entirely. Because if the right disappears entirely, you will disappear also. That is the teaching of interbeing. Sahabu. Câu hữu. Hữu means be. You are together. You cannot be by yourself alone. You have to interbe with all of us. If the right is not there, the left cannot be there either. So when God say, let the light be, the light said, my Lord, I shall have to wait. And God said, what do you have to wait for? I wait for the darkness so that we can manifest together. And God said, but the darkness is already there. And the light said, in that case, I am already there. Because the right and the left, they can only interact. Then they cannot be by themselves alone. The above and the below, the same. The subject and the object. The creator and the creator. Created. All pairs of opposites are like that. And that's why when the Buddha confirms the existence of ill-being, he confirms at the same time the existence of well-being. If well-being is not there, ill-being cannot be there either. And well-being is the third noble truth, and that is the cessation of ill-being. Well-being means the cessation of ill-being, the same thing. It is like light. Light is the absence of darkness. If darkness is not there, light should be there. And that is why when we confirm the truth of well-being, we confirm naturally the existence of well-being, on left and the right. Suffering cannot be by herself alone. Suffering has to interbe with happiness. There are a pair of opposites among many pairs of opposites, like birth and death, beginning, ending, being, non-being. And later on in this retreat, we will learn how to transcend pairs of opposites in order to touch the ultimate nirvana, our nature of no birth and no death, and transcend all kind of fears and discrimination. So confirming ill-being, you confirm at the same time well-being as something that is possible. And then if there is ill-being, there must be a way of life that leads to ill-being. A path leading to ill-being. Your way of life. You have lived in such a way that have made ill-being possible. So looking into the first noble truth, you can see the second noble truth, which is the making of ill-being. Samudaya. You don't have to look for the second noble truth elsewhere. Just look into the first noble truth and you find the second. Suppose you have a depression. Your depression represents ill-being. And if you look deeply into your depression, you find out where it has come from. You have lived in such a way in the last 6 months that it has made your depression possible. So looking in the first noble truth, we can see the second noble truth. You have consumed in such a way that make ill-being possible. In Buddhism, we speak of the making of ill-being also as a path, the path leading to ill-being. The fourth noble truth is also a path, but a path leading to well-being. The path of well-being. So the second noble truth is a kind of path also, the path of ill-being, the path leading to ill-being. And if the noble path leading to well-being begins with right view, and the path leading to well-being must begin with the opposite, wrong views. It's so simple. It's easy enough. And this path of well-being, the path that leads to well-being, is called the noble path. Because every step taken on that path generates well-being. The other path cannot be described as a noble path. It is a noble truth, but it is not a noble path. And we can call it an ignoble path. Because each step made on that path generates ill-being. While each step made on this path generates well-being. Well-being can be found in every step, in every breath. And ill-being also can be found in every step or every breath. Hell and paradise are both available in each step. But in the teaching of Buddhism, the second noble truth can be described as not only a path but also a nutriment, food. You have consumed in such a way that made ill-being possible. And the Buddha taught us about the 4 kinds of nutriments. And if you get the right kind of nutriments, we have well-being. And if we get the wrong nutriment, we get ill-being. The Buddha said that nothing can survive without food. Your depression is always there. If your depression is always there because you keep feeding it. If you know how to deprive your depression of food, she will have to die in a few weeks. And that is why the practice is to look deeply into the nature of your depression and find out what kind of food you have been using to feed it. In terms of sensory impressions, in terms of edible food, in terms of volition, in terms of consciousness. There are 4 kinds of nutriments. Hopefully we have the time to learn about these 4 nutriments. Because the way of mindful consumption is the way out of this difficult situation of mankind. So the Buddha said, nothing can survive without food. Your love, even if it is the most beautiful kind of love, if you don't know how to feed your love, it will die in a few months or in a few years. In the beginning, your love can be very precious, very beautiful. You cannot survive without it. But if you don't know how to feed your love, and in 6 months, 1 year, your love will die and turn into something else. Hate, anger. A flower turns into a piece of garbage. So your love needs food to survive. Your suffering also, your depression also. If you keep suffering because you continue to feed your suffering by your way of consumption. So the second noble truth and the 4th noble truth can be described as a path, but can be described at the same time as nutriment. And the 4th of the 5 mindfulness trainings is about mindful consumption. If we practice the fourth mindfulness trainings and every day, and then we transform every day our suffering, and we cultivate every day our well-being. I think later today, there will be a presentation of the 5 mindfulness trainings, and the fifth mindfulness training is about consumption. Mindful consumption will heal us and heal the world. And mindful consumption is the noble path leading us out of this difficult situation of ours. Looking into the Four Noble Truths, we see that that one truth contains the other 3. Looking into the truth of ill-being, you see the second truth, the making of ill-being, the path leading to ill-being, the way of consumption that lead to ill-being. And if you see that path, you see at the same time the other path. Because if this path begins with wrong views, and the other path begins with right view. Because the noble path has 8 elements, beginning with right view. So the wrong path also have 8 elements. After wrong view, there is wrong thinking instead of right thinking. And this is not philosophy, this is the art of living our daily life. So not only you looking into ill-being, you see the second noble truth, the making of ill-being, but you can see the path leading to well-being, and you can see also the cessation of ill-being, which means the existence, the presence of well-being. So one of the truths contains all the other truths. So that is the nature of interbeing of the Four Noble Truths. And we have to understand the teaching in that light of interbeing.